morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you on Business Today television. This might be the last working day of the week, which is Friday, and indices might be showing you a sideways trend, but the underlying assumption remains bullish, and that we will head higher as far as the Nifty and the Bank Nifty are concerned. But what we'll do for the moment is to take a view of what's happening in the market. After a 7% rally, which consists of 1700 points, the Nifty is now pausing, down 74% at 25,817 as far as the index is concerned. Remember, since October 1st, the index has moved from a low of 24,640 to a high of 26,041, which is a shouting distance from the all-time high that hit in September 2024. This rally has been fueled by a very strong consumption of everything from cars, scooters, automobiles to soaps, detergents, and everything in between, which could also include consumer durables. Why did this rally start? Simply because of the GST cut, simply because of the festival demand, and the fact that Indians opened up their purses. So now we will see a sideways trend for a while as indices have moved much further away from their near-term moving average. Therefore, a 210 point correction on Nifty Bank, 57,861. Remember, Nifty Bank, powered by primarily PSU banks, hit a record high earlier, which was somewhere like 58,577 yesterday. The previous high was somewhere in the vicinity of June 30th, 2025, when the index hit 57,814. And for the last week, consistently, the Bank Nifty has hit record highs simply on the back of SBI, simply on the back of Bank of Baroda, PNB, Canara Bank. All PSU bank stocks were in top form, as also were ICICI Bank and Axis Bank. These are the two broader indices that we are talking about, but the underlying trend and strength is there for all to see. If you look at today's market, there is a bit of profit booking happening as far as some sectors are concerned. Notably, you see FMCG slipping a bit, 1.2% lower as far as the index is concerned, 56,095, and the overall structure ahead of the weekend is a bit of profit booking, 975 shares versus 1651, which are in the red, 975 in the green. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the market is pausing for a bit, but it is only pausing. There are 2 or 3 more important developments that have happened, which will bring more hope to equity investors. Firstly, the rally in gold and silver has fizzled out. There is a 15% correction in silver prices from their most recent high, and this correction is likely to continue. Silver today is down 1.4%. Gold is down 0.7% on MCX. This profit booking will continue. This money will shift into equities, and therefore this pause, this sideways trend is for people to digest the gains and think of more positivities ahead. Now, what will move up? Crude oil prices are high because India has formally announced in public, especially RIL, that it will align its Russian crude oil purchases to what the Indian government is doing, and so will domestic refiners like IOC, HPCL, BPCL. With that move in mind, the main hurdle between the Indo-US trade pact is now sideways. This trade pact, which is necessary for Indian exporters and textile companies and many other Indian businesses, will further inject momentum. Remember, we are paying an extra 25% sanctioned tariffs because of Russian oil imports. That is most likely to go away, and that will be a bumper macro trigger for the markets to move higher. Therefore, textile stocks like Gokal Das Exports, like Vardhman Textiles, like Himmat Singha Seede will do well in the coming years, and of course so will ONGC and Oil India, because they are oil explorers, and higher crude oil prices mean better performance for these. Reliance and OMCs are most likely to see a round of profit booking. That's the broader structure of the market. Tailwinds in the form of GST rate cuts, tailwinds in the form of lower interest and borrowing costs, higher liquidity, and all are doing very well to boost local consumption. And therefore, on the 1st of November, when all this data is released on auto sales, on car sales, on other broader consumption themes, you will see a spurt in stock prices. What else is humming in the green? Well, it's the Nifty FinServ index and many stocks associated with it. If you look at the Nifty FinServ index, that is now doing pretty well as far as prices are concerned, 27,490, but many of its components like Chola Fin is at a record high. Bajaj Finance is doing pretty well. You have a very strong move coming into two small NBFCs like Capri Global as also Samman Capital. While some of them may be individual news led, but companies like Credit Access Grameen are up 5%. Samman Capital is 4.5% higher. SBFC Finance is 3.5% up. Similarly, you have a strong show coming into Capri Global, which is 2.5-3% higher. So small NBFCs as well as mid-sized NBFCs are doing well. Look at Shriram Finance. This is a company that we have talked about often, and two transactions that were announced in the month of October are also adding to the bullish fervor as far as this sector is concerned. Japanese financial giant MUFG is trying to buy a stake in Shriram Finance. There is a transaction that's pending on Samman Capital, which has also been announced, as also a lot of other positives that have come in. So Shriram Finance 1.2% higher, Muthoot Finance, of course gold price is driving it, 0.8% higher, LIC Housing Finance also in the green. That's the broader structure of the market as far as prices are concerned. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let me mark new highs for you. There are many of them at the moment. Hindalco 3.5% higher, 820. Federal Bank 0.5% higher, 229. Indian Bank at 823, a bit of profit booking. MRF 1,61,365, 635. So these are broad moves that are happening in the market in terms of volume buzzers. You have metal stock Gravita 5.6% higher, 1686. Laurus Labs down a bit. National Aluminium, Samman Capital, Vedant, all of them doing extremely well. Another important theme is defense. Look at BEML, look at BEL, BDL, and the government shipyards. The Defense Acquisition Council yesterday announced fresh acquisitions of 79,000 crore rupees, and that are impacting these stocks positively. So we'll call it a day here, ladies and gentlemen, at this point of time, and hope for the best for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. But good times are here to stay. Use this drop and dip in the market to add to quality stocks. Thank you for watching.
Part 3 of India Today's reality check on Chennai's monsoon preparedness.
This is the state of affairs outside Satyam Theatre.